Hello, it's me, Night, and I hope you're having a nice day. I'm back with another video. I just messed up my introduction really bad, but I'm not gonna redo it because I've redone this video too many times already while also testing out a new setup. So I hope you all are having a good day. And my back is 10 out of 10 gonna hurt after this because I'm sitting on the floor recording this video. Yay! Good setup, right? It's gonna hurt my back, okay? Until I get a new bike, this is gonna be my setup. So, y'all have probably heard by now that, or you might have not heard by now, because there's already a lot of people who haven't heard by now, that Arc 8 is coming out. A Clan Without Stars. A new book series focused on probably a clan without StarClan, which is what I'm assuming based on the title. And you know, I'm really excited for this actually, because this means that the 7th arc won't be the last arc, which means we also will see the aftermath of the Broken Code, which is definitely one of my favorite arcs. Ouch, I just hurt my ears, what the hell. So I'm just gonna say that this video will be broken up in 4 main parts, well 5 if you count the introduction, which is this part. My thoughts on the Broken Code, or not my thoughts on the Broken Code, why the hell am I messing up like this? My thoughts on the main protagonists, my prediction for Arc 8, what I hope to see in Arc 8, and what I wish was gonna happen in Arc 8. That's the 4 main parts if you don't count the introduction. So I'm gonna start with my main thoughts on the main protagonists. So I'm gonna start with Flamepaw. Another Thunderclan protagonist, of course. We're gonna have one of those in every single arc. We already know this, and I'm kind of pissed that we're getting Flamepaw. But you know, I think it could be nice, you know. Having Flamepaw, a apprentice that should have already been made a warrior by this point, could have been really nice. Again, I don't really think it would be that challenging for him to be one of the many cats in Firestar's kin, unlike people saying that it's gonna be a lot of struggles for him to fill in the past steps of his great-great-grandfather Firestar. But I really think he's not gonna struggle too much with anything, and he's not gonna struggle with living up to Firestar. I'm sorry, he's just not gonna do that. I'm sorry. So I'm just gonna say that's it for Flamepaw. I'm gonna go and talk about Sunbeam. Sunbeam, I'm really excited to see Sunbeam. Having a warrior protagonist from the early beginnings of the arc is something we haven't had in a long time. I don't think we have had one since, I think Greywing, which is Greywing and Class Sky to be more exact. And that is actually very exciting to me, because that means we will have another adult cat on the team of the main protagonist. Sunbeam is a character I find very interesting, and I really like Sunbeam, even though we haven't gotten too much of her, which I find interesting. I think it could be a really nice dynamic with the other protagonists, because maybe, I don't know, Sunbeam would be more of like a talker for the group. Maybe they'll have some, yeah, I don't know, but I just really like Shadowclan cats, okay? So Sunbeam is definitely gonna probably be one of my favorite protagonists. I also, Frostpaw is a Riverclan, our first Riverclan protagonist, or main character in Riverclan. Our first Riverclan main character, yay, finally. You know, I'm very happy because of that. And Frostpaw being a medicine cat apprentice from Riverclan is going to be very interesting, and as it sounds, a very devoted medicine cat apprentice. I'm going to find this very interesting, considering that, well, Riverclan haven't gotten any POVs before, and I think that it's going to be really nice to get some character development in Riverclan, and also Frostpaw sounds like a pretty interesting character. Either way, this is gonna be my just finishing opinions on my thoughts on the main protagonist. I don't really have any feelings around them because we don't really know them yet. Sunbeam and Frostpaw are really the only ones I'm really excited for. But now I'm gonna go on to my predictions for Arc 8. So my predictions for Arc 8 is it's gonna have something to do with, of course, Riverclan losing belief in StarClan, which I honestly think is the only logical thing that's gonna happen, or they're gonna like lose connection with StarClan. Maybe Frostpaw probably turn out to be an atheist and or struggle having a connection with StarClan, and they'll be disconnected from StarClan in some sort of way. I feel like that's the only way to explain it. I don't know how else it could happen with Misty Star as the leader, as much as she seems like that one conservative from in the entire books. Like, she seems like the kind of, like, back in my days, everything was so great. Besides her being in half clan canon, she probably have more understanding for others' problems than she has. But that doesn't matter. Anyways. Sorry for my little rant here. Also, she's ancient. Please kill her. My gosh, how many jokes does the Warrior Cats community make about her being so old? Oh my. Either way, I don't really know what else is gonna happen. I guess that the warrior code will change, which is gonna make a lot of like political disputes and everything, just more like arguments around the clans. Some cats would be accepting of the code changes while others wouldn't, which I think would be actually very interesting to get more cat politics inside of Warrior Cats. I feel like that would be very interesting. Of course, that's not gonna be everyone's tea, but that's gonna be my tea. Definitely my cup of tea. So, but I'm gonna just go on to what I don't really know what else is gonna happen, honestly. But I'm still very excited because I feel like this arc has potential. Either way, what I hope to see in Arc 8. One of the things I hope to see in Arc 8 is a gay relationship. Doesn't matter what kind of gay relationship. If it's a she-cat gay relationship or it's a male gay relationship, I don't care. If it's a polyamorous relationship, I still don't care. I just want a LGBTQ plus relationship in Warrior Cats, because currently we have 0 that's confirmed in the books other than heavily implied and also confirmed outside of the books. That's the only thing we have. But either way, I know because of book banning it's gonna be very hard for the Errands to do that, but honestly I still think they could do it, because Wings of Fire hadn't lost too much, I mean, other than the fact that they aren't being sold in some countries, but I feel like it wouldn't be such a great risk for a best-selling series worldwide to take a risk for adding one gay couple. I don't think that's gonna change much for them. Either way, I really just hope that would happen. I know book banning is a thing, so it's most likely not gonna happen, but either way, still. I really also hope that we will get Riverclan losing full connection with StarClan at some point. I actually wish that the entire clan would end up doubting StarClan for a period, or if they even existed, because like a bunch of young cats grew up basically without StarClan. They might start thinking that the older cats are just delusional or trying to tell them fairy tales. Maybe they lose complete belief in StarClan at some point and there will be way more atheist cats. I feel like that would be very interesting, because they haven't really seen anything of StarClan. They've seen ghost cats, but they haven't seen StarClan. So they might just end up losing belief in StarClan, which would be very interesting to me. But either way, I don't think that's gonna happen, but I hope it's gonna happen. I really do. I also hope to see more of the sisters. I find the sisters as one of the most fun to read about cat groups, like outside of the clans. And I feel like some more representation of other cat groups is gonna be very interesting. So I really hope to see that happen. I think that could be very interesting. I also want to see more, I also want to see less romance, or at least between the main protagonists, because I don't want that to be happening. I don't want main protagonist romance anymore. It's just boring, it gets old, Please stop, errands. I don't want it. I will rage if the main protagonist end up having like this romance thing again, because it just happens every arc. Please, no more root spring and bristle frost, please. It just did not end up looking good on your end, errands, and the working, like, just stop focusing so heavily on romance. It just doesn't make sense. Focus more on the plot than you're focusing on the romance. Okay, good. Now I've got that out of my system. Either way, that's the main thing I'm hoping to see in the art that could be semi-realistic, but I'm also looking for other things to just happen. And that brings me to the next point, what I wish was gonna happen in Arc 8. And this is probably gonna be my longest point, because this is gonna be the one that's gonna take the longest to explain, because, well, yes. It's gonna take me some time to explain this one. I wish that we moved forward a few generations at the very least. Like, we don't need to move forward many generations, I just wish we moved forward some generations. I wish we kind of just... Maybe Flamepaw was like an elder having to tell the stories. Maybe he was exiled at some point, and maybe all of the other cats was really just kind of dead at this point, and Flamepaw is like one of the only cats who still remember how it was back when Bramblestar was possessed by Ashfur and when StarClan disappeared, and maybe the entire clans had started losing faith in StarClan or had lost faith in StarClan, and this arc was supposed to be retaining faith in StarClan, and specifically on what that would mean for the clans. And I feel like these cats believing in ghost cats but not StarClan anymore would make sense, because they're like, oh, ghost cats, that's just normal. Just cats like us, they're just dead, that's the only difference. I feel like they just don't believe in StarClan anymore because they haven't heard of StarClan anymore. It's just, StarClan feels more like a myth. But this is of course based on what will happen in the 6th book. We don't know what's gonna happen then. But the younger cats, I feel like they would start losing faith in StarClan. And they'd be like, but this is just fairy tales. What are you all talking about? We have never seen any physical proof of StarClan. And they're just purely starting to believe that the older generations of cats just was fooling around and didn't really tell the truth at all. I feel like that would be very interesting to start it off with because, well, many reasons. Very many reasons. I just feel it would be very interesting to see that, and I also feel like it would just be very cool. I also feel like it should be one warrior, one young apprentice, and an elder. We've never had an elder protagonist before, and I feel like Flamepaw as an elder protagonist could work very well, being one of the only ones who still remember the Bramblestar Ashfur thing, so we're moving forward a few generations and with a few leaders. Maybe leaders move past a lot faster now that they don't really believe in StarClan anymore, so they don't get their 9 lives anymore. Maybe they get some lives from like ghost cats, but it's based on how many ghost cats that are available at the time to give a life, so they're kind of just like, hey, you get 1 life, but I'm sorry, but you won't get more than 2 lives. Sorry, bud. You got the short end of the stick. I feel like that would be very interesting. Oh my gosh, now Discord is pinging me like just full on. Oh gosh. Sorry for that, but either way, I feel like that would be very interesting to see. And I feel like having clans that lost faith in StarClan would be a very interesting plot, and then maybe Flamepaw trying to regain faith in StarClan. Maybe they'd also change, like, they'd still change the code, they'd be living with a new code, and maybe Flamepaw would come back to the clans and be like confused on what was going on, since this was not how he remembered the clans. I feel like that could be a very interesting plot line, and then we'd have like a Riverclan protagonist still, and then also have a Shadowclan protagonist, because I still love Shadowclan, and I have 1 more Shadowclan. Please give me more Shadowclan errands, please. Either way, I just really think it could be interesting to see how the clans would look in a few generations, and not seeing how gradually changes, but see how it just suddenly changes. Like, you move forward a few generations, you don't know what happened in between the gap there, and you just see that the cats are lost fate in StarClan. I feel like that would be very interesting. And then maybe seeing more cats have faded from StarClan, maybe cats have very little time to regain StarClan, since people lose faith in them, so it doesn't matter, they don't exist anymore, because they fade away if cats don't remember them. I still believe, like, cats that were, like, legendary and very easy to remember would still be remembered, but other cats, like, yeah, like, maybe background characters would probably be pretty much faded away at this point. So, I mean, I honestly think that the cats would remember the most would have probably been the ones who would survive this, and while others that weren't as easily remembered would have just faded away, which would be tragic for some cats, but I feel like it's adding more risk to the plot, and I also feel like it's gonna be way more interesting. But that was what I hoped to see in the New York, but I know that's not gonna happen, which is why I'm putting this under what I wish had happened, but I know this isn't gonna happen, so you can hope, right? So, but either way, that's it for this video, and I hope you all enjoy this video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.